making me stronger.
You got me thinking all I did was wrong. Guess you got all you wanted. Yeah, I don't know why suddenly you're gone. You'll never be forgotten. Pretending no one is to blame. Too late to reignite our flame. How did I not see you running? How did I get left behind? How did I not see this coming? Guess all you left me run. Guess all you left me run.
Welcome ladies and gentlemen back to FRL, and we are here for the Pure Sim Gear GT3 Championship Season 2, and we've currently got just 8.5 minutes left of qualifying. Currently Matteo Nishira setting the provisional pole time of a 1:34.922. That is Attila in P2 as well, just shy of 4/10 off that provisional pole time, but still got enough time to improve. Looks like Nishira is a 10th quicker so far coming through the first sector, but he's definitely got 2 more sectors to go to try and beat that lap time. Let's see what he will be able to do here. Let's look further down the field and let's see who's on lap here. Let's see who's about to improve. Looks like Oz in the 503 Aston is 5/10 up as he's about to cross the line now. Let's see where that puts him, and he goes up into P12, so good lap there from him. 1.6 seconds off of the provisional pole time there for Vio Del Pito in the 68 Porsche, just 5/10 off of the pole time. Very nice looking livery there from the Porsche driver here. Got quite a mix of cars out on the grid tonight, but the top row, the front row here, is currently held by Bentleys. 3 Bentleys securing the top 3 qualifying spots. Let's see if anyone can break that chain there. Looks like Delpito has. He's separated the 4 Bentleys at the top there. The only driver to do so. Zandvoort, a very twisty track, and looks like Delapito's put it up into P3, so good time there from him. Improved and broken the chain, just as I mentioned. Quite a few familiar names here as well, as Baron puts it in P2, just 2.5 off of Nishira, but no one's been able to beat him yet. 6 minutes left of qualifying. Not a huge amount of time for these drivers to improve their times. There's going to be a lot of pressure on some of them, because Nishira has gone back out. Possibly a bit nervous that someone's going to be able to beat his time here. Unfortunately, I don't have the track map up at the moment. It does get in the way of the screen. That's a problem here with ACC, so I'm not able to see who's about to cross the finish line, but let's look further down once again. 40 drivers tonight. Artem Kudasov as well, a driver that I'm familiar with. Indriani as well, about to cross the line. Let's see if she can improve. No, unfortunately not. So still P37 for her. Ryan Blanchett, another driver who I know. Quite a small world here in the sim racing community. But a very nice looking livery in the number 5 Ferrari there. So let's explain the format tonight. We do have a 15-minute qualifying, just under 5 minutes now left of this session, and then a 45-minute race with a mandatory pit stop, I believe. Refueling is allowed, but is not mandatory, so we might see similar strategies out here tonight. And it's going to be interesting if drivers do change tyres or not. I assume it's probably just going to be a stop-go. But with the track temp being 28 degrees, I think tyre wear is going to be a factor out here tonight. Especially on a track like Zandvoort, when the corners are so tight and twisty. It's going to put a lot of strain on these tyres. Now let's go back to the man on pole position, Nishira, who still holds provisional pole here. Zochetti's close, very, very close, but I think he's not going to improve this lap. No, he's not. Currently 4.5 seconds down on this lap. Make sure, if you are watching, make sure to like the stream and subscribe if you are new. Let's get predictions of top 3. Who you think's going to qualify in the top 3? Now where is Alfie Barron on track? It looks like he's coming through the first few corners here. So still not able to improve, currently sits in P3. And now Amir in the FRL livery, about to cross the line, just under a second off of the provisional pole time. Will he improve? No, he doesn't. He's got a few more chances to do so. So let's hope he can get up a few more positions. I think that's Chris Vinning there, crossing the line, putting it into P8, 8.5 tenths off of the provisional pole time. Aiden opting to return to the pits, but he's come back out here trying to going for another chance to improve his lap time. Now Vinning is already up a tenth, so possibly looking here at another position if he can get this lap together. But let's not curse him here tonight. Tomek in the very, very bright livery there of the 414 BMW. He's got some damage on the front of his car. That's really not going to help with his qualifying lap time. But it's too late to return it to the pits now. He's going to give it everything he can in a last attempt to improve. And we do have the Pro and Am drivers here tonight, all racing on the same track. Toth coming through the final corner then, 2.5 seconds off. Let's see if he can improve. Crosses the line, and no, not able to improve there. So he's got one last chance to do so. Blanchett returning it to the pits. Currently sitting P25. Derek, who is up on his time, puts it into P25 there, sorry. Beautiful FRL livery. Nishira still on provisional pole. Where's Zochetti? I think he's on a slow lap here. Yes, he's 1.7, nearly 2 seconds down actually on his best lap time. Now Amir currently running in P6. I haven't got information if he's up on this lap. We will see. No, he's returned it to the pitch there, so he's not going to improve on his lap. Sebastian going through the final few corners now. Running off the final corner there, just 7.5 tenths off. Let's see if he's able to improve. Crosses the line, and he does, puts it into P7. Good lap there from Sebastian. Gaining an extra position there. Chris Vinning coming through the chicane now at Zandvoort. Didn't take as much curb as I thought he would have. But let's see if he's able to improve. I believe Alfie Barron is a 10th up. Where is he on track? Coming through the second sector. We've still got some work to do here. Fulvio also 2 tenths up on his lap time. Alfie Barron only 2 tenths off of provisional pole. He's 3 tenths up. Let's see. Let's go on board with him actually. Let's see if he's able to improve. He's got some traffic in front of him. That's going to give him a nice slipstream down towards the chicane here. But let's hope it doesn't distract him. Oh, he might have lost some time there. Let's just double check. No, he's still... Oh, he has. He's lost a couple of tenths. But can he get it on the front row? Round the final corner now. Coming down the start-finish straight. He's going to have the slipstream, the toe. Is he going to be able to put it into P2? And he does. Puts it in P2. 900ths off pole there. But we'll be back very, very shortly. Make sure to stay tuned for the race. Right, welcome back. Drivers are now lining up on the grid for, I believe, will be their full formation lap. Yes, it is. So drivers have enough time to get their tyres and brakes all up to temperature. Although the ambient and track temp is quite warm here at Zandvoort. I'm sure the drivers will be happy with these conditions. Track is optimum as well. No cloud coverage at the moment. But it's not going to help for some of the drivers' tyres here out tonight. And make sure, let's get some predictions in chat. Let's see who you think will finish on the podium at the end of this race. You can hear there, Nashir, I believe, is riding the brake. He's trying to get some heat into the tyres there. But Zandvoort, not the easiest of circuits on the calendar. 4.2 kilometers in length with 14 corners. Very, very fast flowing track, and the average speed is quite high at Zandvoort. So it could take a toll on some of the drivers' concentration. But with a few familiar faces here, I'm sure we can see some fireworks tonight. Some good action. Let's go back trackside here. Drivers are now lining up side by side, approaching the final corner here. About to get ready for the race start. Mattia and Ashira lining on the front row, along with Alfie Barron, Dilipito and Zuschetti also on the second row. And we are green, green, green. Looks like Nashira's got a good start, but Barron matching that, following in his footsteps, both going side by side into turn 1. And I think Nashira's going to hold on to P1 there. We've had a change of position there. Amir, dropping back a position off the start, down into P6. And he's going to have to settle for that. Let's go back to the race lead here. Nashira facing quite a bit of pressure from Barron. But he's opened a slight gap off the start. Not much, but that's going to give him some breathing room. And Barron under a lot of pressure from Fulvio here. Zuschetti also following through the two Bentley drivers, Zuschetti and Attila. Keeping up with this pack. Currently a 5-car battle for the lead, but it's only lap 1. Let's hope everyone's kept it clean through turn 1. Looks like everyone has it. I don't think we have anyone into the pits. 40. Oh, we've got some damage further down the field. Jacko there in the 28 Mercedes with a bit of damage on the front of his car. Let's go back to the battle for the lead here. Bashir is not having it easy. And he's got quite a lot of cars battling it out for the race win here. Coming down into turn 1 now. That's Barron having a look up the inside. Is he going to go for a lunge? No, he doesn't. Sensibly decides to back out of that one. Be a bit more patient here, but he's glued to the rear bumper of Nishira. And Zandvoort's so narrow in the first sector, it's almost impossible to make a move. As long as Nishira places his car correctly, he's going to be able to hold off the gaggle of cars behind him. Baron, Dilipito, Zachetti, and Attila. Also Amir, who's caught up to the party now. He's just waiting in the wings of the drivers in front, waiting for them to trip over each other and possibly capitalise on any mistakes that they do make. But he's got Sebastian all over the back of him at the moment. He has to be careful here. And let's look in the background. We've got that is Aiden just out in front of the two BMW drivers, Toth and Vinning. Toth has Vinning all over the back of him now. And the Lamborghini driver over Heath is just waiting patiently there. He's also joining in this party. It's a 4-car battle, I believe, for P8 here. Almost a 5-car battle. I think that's Mate in the Honda. You don't usually see the Honda out on track, but it is very strong on the intercontinental tracks. Unfortunately, Zandvoort not being one of them, and I think that's a Ferrari running wide in the background. I think that's Danix, but he's managed to keep it going. And he's got the Lexus of Alex not too far off of him there. Both drivers in different categories. Let's go back to this battle for the lead. Oh, that was very close there. Nishira still holding on, but Baron isn't giving him a break here. These two have slightly opened the gap up to Dilipito in the Porsche behind them. But it's still early days and anything can happen here. We would have a second camera angle, second camera for to look down at the battles in the mid-pack, but unfortunately my second PC isn't working today, so we'll see if we can get that working for next week. And these two drivers opening up a gap, like I said earlier. It looks like that's what's his name, Dilipito, making a mistake, jumping down a couple positions in the process. That's not what he's going to be wanting at all. He's now facing pressure from Amir, who's right on the back of him. But knowing Dilipito's not going to let this one go easily, he's going to fight to make up the positions once again. Now let's look further down the field here. Haven't talked about the mid-pack much. Looks like the Lexus of Quinn Wall got quite a lot of damage on the driver's side of his car, but he's looking to make a move on Maximilian here. Artem Kudasov making it up into P19. Let's see where he actually qualified. He qualified in P31 and he's made up 12 positions off the start. So great start there from Kudasov in the 444 Audi. Definitely a driver to watch out for tonight. And looks like we've got some drivers into the pits. Indriani has made her mandatory pit stop. Also a few other drivers down the order. I think we have lost someone, I'm not too sure, but let's go back to the battle for P1. Nishira opening a slight gap to Baron. It's going to give him some breathing room, some time to think and not look in the rear view mirrors. But no, he's going to have to once again. He's gone a bit wide there. That's going to let Baron catch right up to the back of him once again. Then Nishira already feeling the pressure early on in this race. He's got the McLaren in his rear view mirrors. And that's Zachetti not too far behind either. So if these top two keep on battling, it's going to allow Zachetti to catch up and join in the battle for P1. But Attila now defending from Dilipito. He's fighting back hard to gain the positions that he lost. Now coming into turn 1 for the 4th time here at Zandvoort. Looks like Dilipito's lost some time through the final few corners. Maybe a bit tentative on the throttle on exit. But Amir still holding off Sebastian in P7. Sebastian needs to be patient here. Needs to force Amir into a move if he's going to get past. But Amir's doing a great job at defending here. He knows what he's doing tonight, and let's hope I haven't cursed him. So we know the commentator's curse is quite strong. And it looks like Danix is under quite a lot of pressure. Let's look at this. I think he's lost... No, he hasn't lost the position. Actually, yes, he has. He's lost the position to Alex. So Alex up into P14. Didn't quite catch that on stream, but Danix down into P15. Unfortunately, losing a position there. And now he's got the BMW of Maximilian right on the back of him. Not sure if I saw some damage. Yeah, there is some damage on the front of Danix's car. So it's going to hinder his lap times here, but he's still fighting back, trying to get the position off of the Lexus of Alex. Coming down into chicane, he's close, but not close enough to make a move. Very, very risky to make a move there. He's run a bit wide, but he's gone for the later apex there. Coming down the short straight before the double right-hander. Let's have a look back at this battle. Nashira still holding off Baron. You can see Sachetti's inching closer every lap here. The question is he going to be able to catch up to these guys? Remember, catching up is one thing, overtaking is another, especially at the narrow track of Zandvoort. 1.3 seconds now to Baron. It was 1.5, I believe, at the start of this lap, so he is closing in. You can see Attila in the background, also not too far off. Attila Peter, after his spin, not able to pick up the pace. Tyres, I assume, would be quite hot on his car. And Amir... Oh, I think that was Sebastian had a look up the inside, but I had to back out of that one. Wasn't close enough to make the move, and Amir still holding on to P6 here. Now let's look down back to the battle for P14. Alex still holding out against Danix, so we'll keep an eye on this battle. Also got another battle heating up for P18 here. Looks like Petrovic's in the AMG there. Sandwiched between Quinn and Kudasov. Kudasov making some gains tonight. He's very, very quick. Like I said earlier, started in P31. He's made up 12 positions now. And he's looking to gain another here as the Mercedes almost getting loose on the exit curb. But he's kept it together, and looks like Kudasov's going to have a nice run. Coming down the start-finish straight. Going to have a double slipstream here. It's not going to be enough though. He's a bit too far back to make the move into turn 1. The top two drivers not opting to pit. Baron with the fastest lap. You can tell he's being held up here by Nashira. But Nashira doing a great job at defending. He's got a bit sideways there. He's going defensive now. Brown opting to take a later apex, but I think he's made a slight mistake there. That's put him in the firing range for Sacchetti. He's right on the back of him. But Sacchetti not able to capitalise on the mistake of Baron. That's going to let Nashira run away with this. The gap between the top two now, I believe, is just under a second. Let's see what the lap times were that last lap. So the last lap from Nashira is 1:35.357. Oh, there we go. Sacchetti taking the fastest lap there at 1:35.147. He's definitely got the pace to catch up to these top two drivers here if he can keep it consistent. And it looks like... Oh, that's Emir lagging there. Thought he went off track, but that was just a bit of lag from him. Aiden here holding off Toth and Finning. The 3-car battle for P8 still going on from the start of the race. And the Bentley, a very, very big car. It's going to be hard to pass here at Zandvoort. But those BMWs in his rear view mirror do look mean. And I'm sure he's feeling the pressure here. I think if I were Vinning or Toth, I'd go for the undercut. Undercut is very strong, especially when you know you have the pace advantage. Your in-lap and out-lap are going to be very, very crucial. Let's see, that's Toth having a look up the inside. Aiden leaving the space. Is he going to be able to hold it around the outside? Still side by side here, coming down towards the chicane. This is going to be very, very risky. Oh, making contact there, and that's Aiden backing out sensibly. And Vinning, Toth up into P8. A good move there by Toth. Unfortunate for the little door rubbing, but that's not what we like to see in racing. Good hard battling between the two drivers here. Let's go back to the lead. Baron slightly catching up to Nashira now. Coming to turn 1 under the brakes. Looks like Baron seems a bit stronger there in the first sector. And the Bentley is a very heavy car. It's going to have some understeer in the tight, twisty parts. And you can see, look how close the McLaren is now. Extremely close. And could this possibly be a 5-car battle for the lead? Attila and Fulvio are catching up at a rate of knots here to the top 2. Just half an hour left of the race to go. Baron's got time, he just needs to be patient here. Oh, that's the Bentley of Zachetti into the wall in the background there. Just managed to catch that. He's got some damage on the front of his car now. That's going to leave him prone to an attack from Attila and Fulvio, who aren't very far behind him. It's really going to hinder his lap times now. Although it doesn't seem to be too much damage. Might be a bit startled after that. Needs to be wary of the drivers behind. Amir still holding on to P6. Now let's look further down the field. Seems to be a battle going on for P17. Kudasov getting past Maximilian? No, he hasn't got past yet. That's actually Petrovic's behind him. So he's got past the AMG of Petrovic, sorry. And he's going to set his sights on P16, although he's 9 seconds behind. So he's got some work to do here. Possibly going to go for a late pit stop. He's got clean air in front of him. Doesn't really have to worry about the car behind. He does have the pace advantage. And looks like we've got, I believe, drivers on different strategies here. Yeah, that's the Ferrari moving out the way of Mark there. So good to see. Great sportsmanship out on track. But let's go back to this battle for the lead. Oh, looks like, where's Baron gone? He's made a slight mistake there once again. Not finding the consistency here at Zandvoort. That's allowed Nashira to open up a 1.6 second gap. That's going to put Baron in the risk here of losing P2, but Zachetti with some damage, as we saw earlier on in the lap. Attila still holding off Fulvio here. Neither of these top drivers have pitted, so everyone going for a late pit stop here at Zandvoort, possibly wanting to run low on fuel, get their cars lighter while they can. And that's going to help them with these tight twisty sections to get the better acceleration out the corners. The cars are going to be lighter. Let's look at the battle for P11 here. The Honda of Mate there catching up to Heath in the Lamborghini. Neither drivers have made their mandatory pit stop yet. But I think Heath is going to be able to hold off the 64 Honda Once again, a lot of drivers seem to get the late apexes here out of Zandvoort just to get the run down these long straights. I wouldn't call this a straight, but it's definitely flat out until you get up to this point here. This right-hander is a slight lift. And it seems like the Lamborghini of Heath is holding his own here. Gap at the top is 1.1 seconds, so it has opened up. I think it's actually come down by 5/10. Yes, it has. It's come down by 5/10. It was 1.6 seconds. So keep an eye on that. Switch to them once, or if Baron is closer. Kudasov not able to break away from the AMG behind him. Both drivers lapping similarly there, both in the 137s. Last lap from Kudasov was a 137.6 and Petrovic's was a 137.7, so a tenth slower. But he's definitely putting the pressure here onto Kudasov. There we go, Heath into the pits. So that's going to promote the number 64 Honda upper position. Looks like there's a battle in the background, I think. I'm not too sure, let's check. No, I think that was a back marker there just being overtaken. We've got a battle further down the grid here for P33. Look at this. And holding off the 79 Porsche there of Christopher Gedman. And I believe that is the Honda overtaking these back markers, all on different strategies. But that's going to give the 214 Ferrari here a little bit of a break. Let's go back to the lead, see what's the gap. It's 7/10 here. So Baron once again closing the gap after his mistake we saw a few laps ago. The Shearer is not going to have this one easy. He's going to have to decide when to make his pit stop. We've got some traffic exiting the pits there, almost making contact with Baron. That was extremely close. But Baron keeping out of trouble just about. Zachetti's now got some traffic in front of him. He's going to have to navigate past safely. He's going to lose time. A lot of time. Oh, he's made some contact there with the BMW. I'm not sure who that is. But that's now put Attila right on the back of him. Let's see if Attila can get this move done. Zacchetti still holding the fastest lap here at Zandvoort, but the traffic's not going to help in his bids to defend off Attila. Blue flags are being waved. Neither driver can get past. There we go, the BMW has moved over. 77 BMW, I believe it is. And that should take some pressure off of Zacchetti. I'm sure he's definitely sweating in the car at the moment. Let's actually go back to the battle for P1. Baron is just 2/10 off. Both these drivers now have traffic in front of them as well. Looks like Baron's dived into the pits there. That's given the Shearer the clean air, although he does have a back marker in front of him. So we'll see if he can navigate past safely there. Toth now defending from Amir. Oh no, that's not Amir, sorry, that's Aiden. But looks like Aiden has dived into the pits there. Vinning has a Ferrari on the back of him. I think that is a the Ferrari of I think it's Blanchette, who's on a different strategy. So we won't need to worry about him there. See if we can catch some battles further down the field. Oh, we've got a stop-go 30 there for Danix. That's really unfortunate for him. That's not going to help with his race. at all. Currently running in P20. I assume that would be for speeding in the pits. Baron also with a stop-go. Oh no, that's going to demote him quite a few positions. Was in the battle for P1, but definitely not going to be any more. And the 84 Bentley also with a drive-through, possibly for track limits. It looks like we've got a battle for P31 here. I think Indrani has lost the position. Yes, she's lost the position there to AJ, who's been promoted into P30. We'll wait for the tower to update once they cross the line. There we go, it's updated. But a really nice livery there on the 205 McLaren. Let's look further down. Chris Gedman seems to be close to and in the number 214 Ferrari. But both these drivers using all the exit curb they can, actually kicking up some dirt. It's not going to help with their lap times. Blue flags are being waved. And Nashira's also into the pits. Let's see where he comes out in comparison to the other cars he was battling with. Although the McLaren of Baron now into the pits for his stop-go 30. That's really unfortunate there. We're going to see an amazing battle for P1. Let's switch to Tomek here in the 414 BMW. It's on the back of Mark at the moment. Quite difficult to make a move here. And I think the best bet for these drivers is to force the driver in front to make a mistake and then capitalise on that. A few dummies do seem to work sometimes, but there's a lot of experienced drivers here out on the grid. And, we've got some traffic up ahead. This is going to be interesting. There we go, Indriani moving out of the way very sensibly there, not causing any hassle to the drivers in front, and the BMW's having a look up the inside. Is he going to be able to capitalise that? No, the Porsche's going to have the inside for the next corner, but he's going to try and hold it around the outside there, and I don't think he's going to get that one done, so he has to settle for P24, sorry. Looks like the Porsche going defensive. Here is the 414 BMW going to get a switchback. No, there's just not enough room on the track in the last sector here on the exit of the chicane. So still a 4-car battle, 3-car battle actually, sorry. I think that's Giuseppe in the background. Going to have to navigate his way through. Let's see when the Shearer is out on track at the moment. So in P3, sort of on his own there. Giuseppe, the next car behind, 3.4 seconds. So he's got a comfortable lead at the moment. But yeah, let's go back to this battle for P11. That's Amir in P11. Actually, no, sorry, he's served his pit stop, so he's in P6. Just waiting for my sheet to update. So we've actually got Vinning still defending from the drivers behind. No, I think that's a back marker behind. So he's opened up a slight gap to Williams in the 41 McLaren. Who seems to be defending very heavily there. Let's have a look. I think he's lost a few positions there. He's lost the position to the Ferrari. I think that might have been blue flags even. No, there we go. He's lost the position to Amir. Both going side by side now, coming into the chicane. Williams has to back out of that one. That promotes Amir up into P10. So good move there by Amir, capitalising on the mistakes of these drivers. They've got to navigate now past the drivers in front. The yellow Ferrari being a back marker, I believe. Now Kudasov seems to be close to Baron. Was a bit closer, but the timing sheets have now updated. 1.6 seconds is the gap to Baron. Let's see if he can keep him within reach here. Baron, after his stop-go 30s, all the way down in P17 now. It's not going to be great for his championship. It just shows you how crucial it is to get your pit entries right. Now Ian Thompson seems to be quite close to another driver here. That's Derek in the 78 Aston. Thompson carrying some damage on the front splitter. Oh, quite a lot of damage on the BMW there. And let's see if Brow has any damage. Derek, no, with no damage on that Aston. Visibly, at least. So he's going to have the advantage here over Thompson. Just 7/10 behind. Let's see if he can make a move later on in this race. Mark now in a sandwich. He's got a BMW. It's actually in a sandwich of Porsches. The Porsche in front seems to be a driver who's a lap ahead, I think. Let's just get confirmation of that. Is that De La Pito? Yes, it is. No, De La Pito still not able to get past Sebastian. So Sebastian up into P3. Started in P7, so he's gained 4 positions from race start, which is exactly what he'd be wanting here. And oh no, that's De La Pito off the track there. He might pick up a warning for that. He's going to lose quite a lot of time now to Sebastian in P3. But he doesn't have to worry about the cars behind him. They are a lap down. But they are actually in a battle here. That's the 66 car of Mark defending very, very heavily from Nicholas Keel. Taking a defensive line into the chicane now. Taking quite a lot of the curb there. His car got a bit loose on entry, but he's managed to keep it within the white lines. And he's going to defend against Keel for another day, for another lap. Zachetti not able to get past. Flash of the lights there from Keel. I think he's going to be letting Zachetti pass down on the straight. Yes, he is. Good sportsmanship there from Keel. That's going to... Oh, Zachetti really late on the brakes. He's made contact with the back marker. That's really unfortunate to see. Oh, big contact there. Mark coming out the worst out of that collision. I know that's not what we like to see at all. That's going to promote Danix, who is on the back of the 305 Aston there. Danix getting a bit of oversteer there, understeer, sorry. You could hear the front tyres scrubbing as he's turning the wheel of the Mercedes, moving out the way for the lead cars to come through. And that's all, that's the Aston deep on the brakes there. Can Danix capitalise? No, not yet. Is he going to try and get the better run coming down the straight towards the chicane here? He's super, super close. 305 Aston not opting to go defensive, a late look up the inside, but Danix had to back out of that one. Oh, that's contact between the Mercedes and Danix. Mercedes way too late, they have to be careful rejoining there. Big, big contact. And unfortunately, Danix coming out worse than he was before. That's the Mercedes into the wall once again. I'm sure there's going to be some incident reports after this one. But some great racing we've seen so far. Thompson holding off Derek still. So Derek not able to get past as of now. So let's look back to the lead once again. The Shearer in a very comfortable lead here. Petrovic still not in the pits. I believe he is... yeah, he's still running very well here. He's got Dilipito right behind him. Both on different strategies, but blue flags won't be waved for him. And that's Dilipito having a look up the inside. He's going to have the inside there. And as is Sebastian. Sebastian's going to have a bit more difficult of a time getting through, but no. That's Petrovic's letting the drivers through. He knows he's on a different strategy. It's a great racing etiquette there from him. You can see Nashira in a super comfortable lead here. 14 seconds to Dilipito, and he's come out superior from the start. Qualifying on pole, but still 12 minutes left of the race to go, so you never know what can happen. And that's Dilipito into P2. Sebastian in P3, 7/10 off. Doesn't have much time to catch up and make a move here. So Porsche getting out of the way for these drivers. Seems to be a lap down there. Let's look further down. Seems like Vinning is having to defend against the Bentley of Aiden. And they've got some traffic in front of them as well, so they're going to have to navigate through safely. This is going to lose them a lot of time here. And a bit of confusion there from the drivers. Vinning managing to get past. That's lost him some time to Aiden. Aiden all over the back of Vinning here. Let's get a rear view wing cam. You see the Bentley closing in super quickly here. Very close on the brakes, but he seems to have had some understeer. Possibly didn't expect Vinning to brake as early as he did. Cars will have different braking points, and look how close Aiden is under the brakes. Gets a bit loose on the power, and it's almost made contact with the Porsche there, narrowly missing him. And in the process, he's lost some time. Whether that's just the concertina effect, we'll see him close up under braking once again. There you go. Let's see if he can keep the distance, taking a lot more curb than the BMW is. I think he's gained through the chicane there. Gets a bit loose once again. That's not going to help him with his run coming down the start-finish straight here. It's going to give Vinning some breathing room. He's trying to break the slipstream. You can see he's taking a different line coming down the start-finish straight. But I think he's trying to get past a back marker there. That would have helped. That would have helped Aiden slightly. And that's Amir catching up to the two drivers in front slightly. Aiden and Chris. He's not too far off of them, so a 3-car battle potentially for P6. Zachetti now catching back up to the drivers ahead. He's 8/10 off of Toth. He's running in P4. Great race for Toth. Started in P10, so he's getting 6 positions from the start of the race here. And even with damage, he seems to have the upper hand. His last lap was actually quite similar to Toth's, but I think this lap he's gained a substantial amount. And let's see now, Toth going to have to do the defending in the later stages of this race. They have to be careful though. They've got Vinning not too far behind, 1.26 seconds off. So if these two get tangled, that's going to be Vinning up a few positions. That's Zachetti running wide as soon as I say that, hitting the wall once again. He's going to pick up some more damage, possibly receive a track warning for that one. You can See if Vinning visibly closer to the two drivers ahead. I think it might be less than a second now. We'll see as they cross the next sector line what the gap is. But oh, that's Toth wide. Just about managed to keep the position. Rejoined super carefully, but kept the position. Zachetti not able to capitalise on that mistake. He's taken a different line. They're bouncing all over the curbs. On board here in the passenger seat of Zachetti's car, the mighty Bentley, but making a few mistakes. You can see there in the rear view wing mirror, Vinning super close now. What a 4 car battle for P4, and just 7.5 minutes left to go. It's going to be a long 7 minutes for these drivers that are defending here. Now coming up into the chicane for the 22nd time. Looks like Toth made a slight mistake under braking there. His car bouncing quite a lot. And I wonder if that's hindering his lap times. Gets a bit of oversteer coming into the corner, but you need to have the slip angle. You need to use the slip angle to your advantage to maximise your entry and exit speed. The Bentley doesn't seem to be catching up on the straights there. And he has to be careful here. If he tries to go for a move on Toth, he's going to open the door up for Vinning, who's right behind him. And now Aiden also is joining on the action. Looks like actually a 6-car battle. That's Amir as well. Unbelievable racing here tonight at Zandvoort. Toth has got a lot of pressure on his shoulders here. He just needs to keep his eyes focused on the road ahead. Not worry about Zachetti behind. Just keep his car placed exactly where he needs to. And this blue flag's being waved. I'm not sure why. Is that Sebastian in front? No, it seems to be another driver there, so we'll have to navigate past safely. Toth has to be wise here. The best place would be on a straight. Flash of the lights there from Toth, asking the back marker to get out of the way. But they don't seem to be close enough yet, and that's Zachetti having a look up the inside. Very late dive. And Toth taking evasive action. Thinks Zachetti's going to return the position. No, he's still side by side. So another flash of lights there from Toth. Not happy with the dive bomb from Zachetti. And then that's Aiden looking up the inside of Vinning. Vinning there. 3 wide coming down the start-finish straight. This is very risky into turn 1. Is any driver going to back out? Looks like Amir. Oh, contact there. Very big contact. I think Amir just outbraked himself there and had to overslow the car to avoid going off track. I'd call that one a racing incident. So I don't think anyone was at fault, but we'll leave that one to the stewards. Another flash of lights there from Vinning. I think he knows he's on stream here tonight. And Zachetti has come out on top of this one. Up into P4. Toth losing some time now to Zachetti. Is he going to be able to fight back? We shall see, but he's got Vinning all over the back of him now. Just to think about Vinning, he's been having to defend non-stop in the final few laps of this race. Gets a bit of oversteer there, takes too much curb. Now it's a drag race down to the chicane, although that is a back marker. Ooh, almost gets in the way of Vinning there. And is Aiden going to follow Vinning through? Flash of the lights from Aiden. I'm not too sure, but let's look down to the battle for P9 here. Heath defending against Attila. The mighty Bentley 84. He's doing a great job here. Let's see if he can hold on to P9. Not many laps left to go, just 3.5 minutes. It's possibly going to be 2 or 3 laps. Let's see where Nashira is. coming through the final sector now. So possibly 3-4 laps left of this race. Sacchetti now opening a 1 second gap to Toth. He's got some traffic up ahead of him though. Could this hinder him and bring down the gap to the two drivers? Once again, the concertina effect taking place. Toth opening up a slight gap to Vinning, but Vinning's got Aiden right behind him as well. Needs to think very, very wisely here if he's going to make a move on Toth. Once again, these drivers encountering some traffic, and they seem to have caught up to Sacchetti ever so slightly there. So my prediction was correct. Sacchetti losing some time in the traffic. There we go, the gap 8/10, so it has come down. But I think Sacchetti might have the pace advantage here on the drivers ahead. Mashira now taking the fastest lap of 1:35.0, so almost breaking in to the 1:34s. Now Heath still defending against Attila. Attila not able to get past. He's only got a few chances left to do so. Heath nearly making a mistake there. I thought he did, but he's managed to keep it within the white lines. And the Bentley's got a very nice run coming to the start-finish straight. Heath going defensive, very, very defensive coming into turn 1. And I think he's going to hold on to the position here unless the Bentley can get a switch back. Oh, contact's been made there. Bentley was a bit too ambitious, and he's going to return the position there. So great to see some sportsmanlike conduct. Very good from the Bentley there to return the position to Heath. He knows he made the error, but that's what you got to do here. You have to try and be aggressive to force the driver in front into an error, and unfortunately it didn't pay off well there for Attila. He's lost some time to Heath in the process, but we've got another battle down for P18 here. Oh, there's a car off in the background. I think that's the Porsche. Who is that? Is that the Porsche of Kiel? Yes, it is. Flash of lights from him. There we go. Final lap from race control. And yeah, Kiel picking up some damage. I'm not sure if there was some contact there. We didn't quite catch that on stream. But now Terry Williams still defending from the McLaren 555 of Wolfgang Kung. Very nice livery from the McLaren there. Let's see if he's going to be able to make a move. But let's see where the leader, Mishira, is. Just coming through the final sector. Now let's hop back to this battle for P5. Looks like Aiden has made a mistake there. Positions did change, so Vinning back up into P6 and Aiden down into P7. But it's going to be last attempts for any of these drivers to make a move. Let's go back to the race leader. Nashiri's coming through the chicane now. And he's got a hell of a lead here over Dilapito. Let's see what the gap is. Don't think it's going to tell us until... oh, there we go, 17 seconds. So at the later stages of this race, it's pretty much a Sunday drive here for Nishiro as he rounds the final corner. A race winner of round 2, Zandvoort. Mattia Nishiro finishing in P1 there. An outstanding race from him, qualifying on pole and finishing in P1. Dilapito now rounding off the final corner, finishing in P2. Also a great race from him, started in P3 and gained a position there, finishing in P2. Sebastian now finishing in P3. Also a very good race from him, starting in P7, sorry, gaining 4 positions off the start. Sacchetti now crossing the line, finishing in P4 there. Toth just managing to hold on to P5 there. Chris Vinning finishing in P6, P7, Aiden, P8, Amir, P9, Heath, who's held off the McLaren, So I'm not sure what's happened there. Heath in P9, Alfie Barron unfortunately with his stop-go in P10. Number 64, Honda in P11. Great to see a Honda out on track. Maximilian finishing in P12. P13, Artem Kudasov. Petrovics rounding the penultimate corner there, now through the final corner in P14. P15, Attila. P16, the 700 Lamborghini. P17, Alex. P18, Quinn Wall. P19 is Tomek. P20, James Williams. P19, Nicholas Keel. P22, Rick. P23, Danix. P24, Mark. P25, Terry. P26, Wolfgang. P27, Sergio Oz. P28, Derek. P29, AJ. P30, Christopher Gedman. P31, and P32, Toth Adam. P33, Jacko. P34, Sean. P35, Indriani, and P36, David. So there we have it then, round 2 here at Zandvoort at FRL. Mashira finishing in P1, Fulvio in P2, and Sebastian in P3. Make sure to like the stream and subscribe if you haven't done already, and make sure to tune in next week for, I believe, let's check what round it is. It is Zolder, so make sure to tune in then. But until then, have a good night.